Would like to call to order the February 19th, 2018 Board of Commissioners, Cabarrus County regular meeting. Welcome. It's good to have everybody with us tonight. Would like to welcome our youth commissioner with us tonight, Jack Lambert. We're glad to have you here. Great. We do not have one of our scout troops with us tonight, so I'll ask you to stand and join me with in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. We're very pleased to have with us tonight Pastor Joe DeJesus from Concord First Assembly for our invocation. Welcome.
Let us pray. Dear wise and loving Father, thank you on behalf of all who are gathered here today. Thank you for your many and abundant blessings. Thank you for life itself, for the measure of health we need to fulfill our callings. Lord, I pray this Board of Commissioners meeting, and I am asking that you would graciously grant them wisdom to govern in the midst of the conflicting interests and issues of our times. I pray for a sense of the welfare and true needs of our people. I pray for a keen thirst for justice and rightness. I pray for confidence in what is good and fitting. I pray for the ability to work together in harmony even when there is honest disagreement. I pray for personal peace in their lives and joy in their task. I pray for the agenda set before them today. Please give an assurance of what would please you and what would benefit those who live and work in and around our beloved city. And we pray this in the name that is above all names, the name of Jesus. Amen.
Thank you so much. We appreciate you being with us tonight. First item on our agenda is the approval and/or correction of the minutes. And you all have received copies of those in advance. Do I hear a motion to approve the meeting minutes as presented? Second. Have a motion and a second. Is there any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. Next is the approval of the agenda, which you all have before you. Do I hear a motion to approve the meeting agenda, including changes on page 265? Move for approval. Second. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes as well. We're happy to have some recognitions and presentations tonight, and it's my pleasure to call on Alan Thompson and Jimmy Lentz for our first one.
It is my great honor and privilege to be here tonight to recognize two outstanding team members from Cabarrus County Emergency Medical Services. Each year, we recognize two employees for excellent service. This is a peer-nominated award. Peers that they work alongside recognize those that have went above and beyond, those that give their best to EMS every day and give their best to the community. Those peers make recommendation to our leadership team. We thoroughly vet the recommendation, look at their performance compared against what we observed and what information we've received back from their peers. And this year, it is our great honor to recognize two great team members who have demonstrated their desire to be the best every day for the citizens of Cabarrus County and desire to exemplify what it means to be an EMS professional. The Star of Life Award is presented annually to an EMS part-time employee who goes above and beyond working hours, being a part of the system, and bringing input from other areas to bring it to the county each day. This year, the 2017 Star of Life Award recipient is Dale Chandler. He has been employed with Cabarrus County EMS since August 1st of 2016 in the capacity of a part-time paramedic and has worked well over the required hours. He dedicates a great deal of time to Cabarrus EMS while he works full-time at another agency. One of the things that stands out about Dale is that he always has a positive attitude. He seeks out opportunities to help new hires and new students He creates a level of comfort and helps those that are new to the profession establish a comfort level very quickly so that they can be an integral part of the agency. He leads by example, and he's always ready to learn something new. I would now invite Paramedic Dale Chandler to come forward to be recognized. We present the 2017 Cabarrus County EMS Star of Life Award to Dale Chandler for outstanding service and dedication to Cabarrus County and its citizens. And we want to thank you for your service, Dale.
Thank you, sir.
Do you have anything you would like to say, sir?
I appreciate this honor, but we couldn't do it without the teamwork that Cabarrus County EMS exemplifies. So,
Thank you, sir. Our EMS Service Award is presented annually to a full-time employee, a top-performing full-time team member whose efforts have served to advance the level of care, system reputation, and community awareness. The 2017 EMS Service Award is presented to Master Paramedic Christy Coley. She has been employed with Cabarrus County EMS since October 9th, 1989, in the position of Master Paramedic. She's currently credentialed as a North Carolina paramedic and has been involved in many areas of the service over the years. She's always given her best to her patients, to her service, and to her co-workers, and she knows what it means to do her job and to do her job well. She strives to make a difference every day and leaves those around her with a positive impression. She's always very professional, compassionate, and caring about her patients as well as her partners, and she demonstrates that level of accountability with self and equipment that is commendable. She's a great steward of the equipment and the services that she is responsible for. She models efficient work behavior for those around her as well. At this time, I would ask Christy Coley to come forward to be recognized. And I tell a kind of a special story about Christy. The very first day I showed up to work here in Cabarrus County, this is the first person I worked with on my first day. And she told me that it would be okay. She would show me what needed to be done, and she has. And so I have to thank her for helping me settle into Cabarrus County as well. In 1990 was the first day I worked with you. So, Christy, we present you Service Award for outstanding service and dedication to Cabarrus County and its citizens. Thank you so much. Do you have any words you'd like to offer?
I kind of blew in with Hurricane Hugo. Ben Mabry told me I went last 6 months. I've been here over 28 years. I fully intend to finish out my 30.
Great. Congratulations.
Congratulations to both Dale and Christy. Our EMS folks do a tremendous job. I wish that everybody could have been present for the Hearts and Heroes event that they hosted at Kannapolis City Hall last week, where we heard from cardiac arrest victims who had been saved and brought back by our folks, as well as a great team of police officers and volunteer firemen and fire department. When you hear some of those stories and see some of those results, it really makes you understand how important the work you guys do every day is. So thank you very much. It's now a pleasure to have a recognition for a retirement, which is always bittersweet. We're glad they're retiring, but we're sorry to see them go, and Mike Downs is going to handle that.
It gives me great pleasure to introduce you to Mr. Carl Pless. Carl has spent, he served 31 years in Cabarrus County and also with NC State University's Cooperative Extension Service. Here in Cabarrus County, he was a livestock agent, and he's one of the very few ones that actually have served his entire career here in Cabarrus County. He's also a farmer here, and his family has been farming for many hundreds of years here. So we're excited about that. Over those years, those 31 years, Carl has been an exemplary employee, and I know the farmers out there, we're very much appreciative of what he has done and how he has worked with them to improve their farming and their livestock as well. In addition, he's worked many years in helping keep the fair going and exhibits and working with the livestock out there in its early stage. He's one of the ones that helped staff-wise get the Elma C. Lomax farm going and preparing the property out there, and then also and teaching some of those early farmers that started out there. So he and David Goforth, we owe a big debt of gratitude to them because they worked very hard to get that go. Also was an advisor and a promoter of the cruise harvest facility in Reimertown. It's another successful operation that this board has allowed us to do, and it's another one that we can brag about as we go throughout the state. And then, let's see, yep, all 31 years. So I asked Carl, did he want to have something to say? I didn't think he did, but he does. He does want to talk to you and have it. So Carl, feel free.
First of all, thank you very much, Mike, and thank you, County Commissioners, for having me here. I have my beautiful wife, Joyce, with me, and certainly want to thank her and my boys who are not here tonight for putting up the time I needed to be away at nights and other times to do the programs, and certainly do appreciate that. And I also want to thank my parents for allowing me to grow up on the farm and for teaching me how to work. And they're at home tonight, not able to be here with us. When I came to work here, it was 1986. We had a very severe drought. It had rained in October the year before. There was a lot of flooding, creeks, and it quit. It didn't rain anymore till late in the year. So when I came here in that year, there was hay being hauled in from the Midwest because farmers didn't have anything to feed. There had been a dairy buyout that year because somebody decided there was too much milk, there was too many cows, so they were going to slaughter that year. So the price of cattle was cheap. In other words, for $20 you could buy 100 pounds of live cow. No problem then. So they didn't have enough feed, and they weren't worth anything to sell. There was rain in the Midwest, so there was plenty of grain there, and so the price of grain was cheap. So it was a bad time for farmers. Thankfully, things got a lot better since then. When I came here, I went to visit as many farmers as I could, and I asked them, I'm new here as far as extension. What would you like extension to do? And I said, no, I can't tell you I'm going to be able to do it, but I would like to know, and that way we can do. So at that time, they mentioned a number of things they were interested in, and over time, they continued to do that. So the programs that we did were a direct result of what it was the farmers said they were interested in. So the kinds of things Mike mentioned about and others, it was the farmers here that wanted those things done, and so we created programs to do that. One thing that I'd like to also mention is that we started the agribusiness and environmental sciences conservation school days that's at the fair. We've done that for 16 times. That was a team effort with Cooperative Extension. We had folks that would say, children would say, where does food come from? It comes from the grocery store. We thought, well, they have no concept of how did it get there on the way. So that was an effort to realizing these folks are going to grow up and they're going to vote, they're going to make decisions. If they knew where food come from, how it got there, what's involved in that, they can make better decisions. So I hope, and that happens because Extension was interested in it, but more importantly because citizens here in Cabarrus County were interested in that, because they, it's about 130 to 150 each year, volunteer their time during the fair to put this on and make this possible. So I appreciate the opportunity to work here with a bunch of really wonderful people in Cabarrus County, and of course I already knew that by growing up here, but I'm very thankful for the opportunity to work here and the number of employees here in Cabarrus County that I interacted with over the year that appreciate that opportunity. And so thank you very much.
As you can tell, Carl is very passionate about what he did for work and was excellent. He does have some coworkers and some friends and family over here as well. And then we have Commissioner Honeycutt's going to present you with an award from the county.
On behalf of the commissioners and the citizens of this county, I want to thank you for your many years of service. I happened to be there the night you gave your farewell words at the agricultural board meeting. And I have to say, I was tired when you finished and impressed with the many things that you've had your hands in over the years. And certainly I can tell you without a doubt that you have made a lasting impact on each of us in this community with what you've done over your 31 years. And we just want to say thank you and wish you a very, very happy retirement. And thank you for sharing him with us for that many years. So thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Carl. Carl was also recognized by the Chancellor of NC State University for his retirement as well. So,
Thank you. Thank you for all you've contributed to our community. We hope that now you can be a volunteer since you're retired. Good suggestion, huh? Okay, we now move to informal public comments. Those are the yellow cards that are on the ends of the pews. We have 2 that have been turned in tonight. And when I call your name, if you would come to the podium and speak into the microphone so that you can be recorded and heard on television. And first speaker tonight is Martha Dobson.
My name is Martha Dobson, and I am here representing the steering committee for the expansion of the Mount Pleasant Library branch. As you know, the Mount Pleasant Library needs to be expanded. Though this branch boasts a higher number of visits per capita than all the other Cabarrus County branches combined, it also has significantly less usable square footage than the other branches. Concord has 26,280 square feet. Kannapolis, 16,031 square feet. Harrisburg, 10,466 square feet. Mount Pleasant, 3,777 square feet. A dedicated children's area, additional office space, and a larger dedicated room for programs and meetings are especially needed. Since we met with you in January, the Friends of the Mount Pleasant Library have been continuing our efforts to see an expansion of our library, which has been on the county's CIP for years, come to fruition. We have formed a steering committee, gained the support of the town of Mount Pleasant, met with town and county officials, consulted an architect regarding the best use of the space we have available, and on Saturday, we will launch a fundraising campaign at our annual play. Above all, the Friends want to be good stewards of the donations received and monies raised to expand our library. To that end, we ask you, Commissioners, to clarify the process, especially funding, by which a branch of the Cabarrus County Library will be expanded or replaced. The library is a county-owned building, but there is confusion as to who is fiscally responsible for repair, upgrades, expansion, and the like. As the first branch to undergo expansion, we ask that questions like these be resolved so that our efforts can both proceed and succeed. We will be the first but not the last branch of the Cabarrus County Library to expand our space. You have the opportunity now to establish the ways in which friends, groups, and communities can work with you to better serve the library needs of Cabarrus County citizens. We look forward to working with you and to seeing this project funded as soon as possible. Thank you.
Thank you, Martha. Our next speaker is James Broadbent.
Hello, Commissioners. My name is James Broadbent. I have with me tonight the President and Vice President of the North Carolina Trappers Association, Kevin Myers and Terry Marsh. I'm here tonight to propose a fox trapping season in Cabarrus County. Notwithstanding any other law, there is an open season for fox trapping and coyote with weapons during the trapping season set by the Wildlife Resource Commission each year with no tagging requirements prior or after sale. No bag limit applies to coyotes and fox taken under this act. This act applies only to Cabarrus County. We as trappers must release all fox that are caught. The proposed act would become effective November 1st, 2018. I feel this is a very important issue to manage one of the many resources we are responsible for. Fox are carriers of distemper and other diseases. Overpopulation is not a benefit for the fox and coyote. Starvation and increase in diseases are results of overpopulation. At times, Mother Nature needs our help. Most of the places fox and coyotes are being caught are right in our front and backyards, where our children and our pets play. In North Carolina, it is unlawful to take wildlife without being licensed or permitted. To catch and release is not a solution. It transfers the problem from one area to another, which could create a larger problem for someone else. In closing, these fox and coyotes are a real problem. If not brought into check, it could become a drastic problem. Thank you for your time.
Thank you. And I have distributed the booklets that you brought with you to each of the commissioners as well. Great, thank you very much. Those are all of the cards that I have tonight for public speakers. If there's anyone that failed to turn theirs in that has something they'd like to say, now would be the time to do that. And since I don't have your card, if you would say your name and address at the beginning for the record.
My name is Keaton Nelbone, 2923 Brook Nelm Court in Concord, 28027. Members of the board, thank you for having me this evening. I'm currently on the Board of Youth Commissioners. Right now, the Youth Commissioners have partnered with the Eastern Cabarrus Historical Society in Mount Pleasant, North Carolina, who the Historical Society has received a grant to bring one of the Smithsonian's museums on Main Street exhibits to Mount Pleasant in the spring of 2018. That exhibit is currently on display through March 13th. The title of the exhibit is The Way We Walked, focusing on how jobs and careers have changed throughout time. Stories, yes, provides digital technology and support for kids in our community to learn local history and professional skills by creating short online stories. We have been selected as a community that will receive a stipend to support our local project through the Youth Commission. A premiere night will be held at the Eastern Cabarrus Historical Society, 1100 North Main Street in Mount Pleasant for this event. At March 8th, from 4 to 8 p.m., we invite everyone in the county to come by as a drop-in. Some light refreshments will be served. We are currently working with Mr. Joseph Badanelli from Cabarrus County GIS, Mr. Mike Peterson, our technology expert, and Mr. Sam Treadaway with the Eastern Cabarrus Historical Society to complete this project, and we would be honored if the commissioners especially could come and see this project. Thank you.
Great, thank you very much. Okay, we now move to our consent agenda. Thank you. You all have a list of that before. These are all items that have been previously discussed at our work session 2 weeks ago. Do I hear a motion to approve the consent agenda as presented? Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Hearing none, all in favor, please say aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes, and we move to new business. First up is purchase of property for Rowan Cabarrus Community College, and we're happy to have Jonathan Marshall to talk with us about that.
Good evening. This is a piece of property, 8.87 acres, located on Trinity Church Road. It's to the east of the existing South Community College campus. We're proposing, the county is proposing to purchase this property for future expansion of the campus. The sales price is $140,000 per acre, or $1,241,800 for the total parcel. We are proposing to purchase this over a 4-year period, and since we will be financing that as an owner purchase or owner financing, it does require a public hearing by the Board of Commissioners.
Okay, any questions for Mr. Marshall? Okay, thank you. Okay, at this time, I'll open the public hearing and invite anybody to the podium that would like to speak on this matter. Seeing no one, we'll close the public hearing. And Commissioners, what would be your pleasure on this item?
I'll make a motion to approve the contract to purchase the 8.87 acres Page property, including authorization for the county manager to sign all related documents subject to review by the county attorney.
Great. Do I hear a second to that motion?
Second motion, Mr. Chairman.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? We have discussed this previously as well. I think you saw on the screens map identifying the property and so forth. So if there's no discussion, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. No. Okay, that motion passes 4-1. Okay, next item is G2, Emergency Medical Services, sale of surplus ambulance, and we're happy to have Jimmy Lentz and Kyle Billifer with us.
Good evening. We came to you during the work session on the 5th and presented a 2012 Chevrolet ambulance, asset number 8278, that had met its useful requirement and met all the policy requirements for Cabarrus County to be taken out of service. This unit served us very well. We also had a bid for purchase of this ambulance from American Transmed and asked you to suspend the rules and start the upset bid process, which was granted. We were advised Friday afternoon, this past Friday at 4 p.m. by Ms. Poplin that no additional bids had been received, and we come to you tonight to complete the upset bid process and finalize the sale of this vehicle to American Transmed.
Okay. Any questions for Mr. Lentz or Mr. Billifer? Thank you. Okay, Commissioners, what would be your pleasure on this item?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the bid.
Okay. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And that motion passes. Next item is acceptance of construction contract proposal for Rowan Cabarrus Community College Advanced Technology Center. And we are happy to have Janet Spriggs or Carol Spalding and Jonathan Chamberlain and Susan Farrington.
We brought to you at the work session back 2 weeks ago, the part of the process for debt is for you to accept the construction contract for the Advanced Technology Center. At that time, there was some questions about that being the proposed contract, and so we have both Dr. Spalding and Jonathan Chamberlain here to answer additional questions concerning the contract process. The contract has to go to the state, and then I'll be happy to let them answer some more questions.
Okay, any questions for any of those folks present to talk with us tonight? Ms. Spalding, do you have anything you'd like to add, or Jonathan? Please feel free.
I know this board, good evening, thank you for having us and for supporting this. I know you haven't worked with state construction very much, but we have, and this is a normal process having to go through. The waiting process for them to approve this contract. The $2 billion that was passed in the bond issue of 2016 has created a really bad logjam, and so it's taking longer than we'd like, but thank you for your patience and indulgence. Thank you.
Great. Okay, commissioners, any other questions? Okay, at this time, I would entertain a motion to accept the construction contract for Rowan Cabarrus Community College Advanced Technology Center, subject to approval by the State Construction Office.
Second.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? Okay, all in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. And we move to item G4, from Infrastructure and Asset Management, offer for purchase of tax foreclosure property.
Good evening. This property in question, or that we discussed about for the upset bid, was 337 Broad Street in Concord. We did receive an upset bid, so this is going through the process again. The upset bid was for $1,200. The original bid was for $500. So we've received that deposit for the $1,200 bid and had to re-advertise. That advertising for another upset bid will close on March 1st. So I will be coming in front of you in the March 12th work session and either letting you know that we've had another offer or that we can settle this.
Okay, very good. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Okay, we now move to appointments to boards and committees. First item is Human Services Advisory Board. Rochelle Farewell has resigned from her position on the Human Services Advisory Board. It is requested to remove her name from the roster. An application from Andrea Pack is on file for this board. So at this time, I would entertain a motion to remove Rochelle Farewell from the Human Services Advisory Board roster and thank her for her service.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes, and I would further entertain a motion to appoint Andrea Pack to the Human Services Advisory Board to complete an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2019. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes, and we move to appointments and removals for the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council. Juvenile Crime Prevention Council members Hunter Moore, at-large representative, and Tayana Garrett, student under 18 representative, have resigned from their positions on the council. It is requested to remove their names from the roster. So I would entertain a motion to remove Hunter Moore and Tayana Garrett from the Juvenile Crime Prevention Council roster and thank them for their service.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. And we move to appointments to the Mental Health Advisory Board. An appointment is needed to fill the vacant position for Mayor City Council Concord position and the Department of Human Services position on the Mental Health Advisory Board. I would entertain a motion to appoint William Dush to the Mental Health Advisory Board as the Mayor City Council Concord representative to complete an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2019. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. And I would now entertain a motion to appoint Karen Calhoun to the Mental Health Advisory Board as the Department of Human Services representative to complete an unexpired term ending December 31st, 2018, including an exception to the residency provision of the appointment policy.
So moved.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. And we move to Library Board of Trustees appointments. To fill the vacancy for a Kannapolis representative on the Library Board of Trustees, Library Director Emery Ortiz and Kannapolis Branch Manager Christy Reel recommend that Ms. Geraldine Depkin be appointed for a term spanning February 19th, 2018 through February 18th, 2021. Ms. Depkin is an experienced board member, passionate library patron, and active Kannapolis community member. This is a vacancy that we've had for a little while, so it's great to be able to fill that. I would entertain a motion to appoint Geraldine Depkin to the Library Board of Trustees as the Kannapolis representative for a term ending February 18th, 2021. Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. That motion passes. We move now to reports for informational purposes. And first, we'll hear from commissioners who serve as liaisons to municipalities or on various boards or committees. Does anybody have anything they would like to report tonight? Okay. Any other general comments from commissioners? Okay, we do have need of a closed session tonight to discuss pending litigation, economic development, and personnel matters. So I would entertain a motion to go into closed session per North Carolina General Statute 143-318.11 A3, 4, and 5 for the discussion of pending litigation, economic development, and personnel matters.
Move for approval.
Okay, we have a motion and a second. Any discussion? All in favor, please say aye. Aye. All opposed, no. And we are now in closed session. And thank you all for joining us tonight.